Okay, we've got a Nicky Hayden update. Again, last year you flew in just to talk to us, and then again this year, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, since y'all picked up the plane ticket and all that, paid the expenses, I figured it's the least I could do.
Tell us what it is like on a MotoGP team from a team standpoint. When here in the United States, we see teams they amazingly have a crew chief, and then a hierarchy of guys that wrench on the bike and such. But with the unlimited resources you have, you've got a crew chief and a dedicated suspension guy, I assume, and a tire guy. How does all that blend?
Yeah, it's pretty much specialist for each sport, and the crew chief's the guy who ties it all in. But definitely, I mean, you have a tire guy, suspension guy, uh, EFI guy, and the test season we have a lot more engineers and stuff. But once it comes time to go racing, a lot of those the J's we call them that you can't keep up with all their names, kind of disappear, and we don't really see until after the race at test sessions. So during the weekend, we pretty well have our core group of guys and not too many, outsiders.
Do you just talk with the crew chief? Is that when you're in a huddle? Are you talking to him and telling him what's going on with the bike, or if you think it's a tire thing, you talk to the tire guy, or suspension? How do you communicate?
Everybody. I mean, definitely crew chief keeps notes on everything, but I mean, if I have a tire issue, I definitely talk to him. But at the end of the day, when we're all in there having meetings, everybody's in there because I mean, it all ties together. Suspension, tires are in some ways part of your suspension too. So I mean, it's important to have everybody on the same page. But definitely talk to your tire guy a lot. I mean, we spend a lot of time during the race weekend, testing, trying to find the right tire, and the different options. Quite a lot of different options with the tires and different pressures and things to make them work. So, tire guys is much your best friend as your crew chief.
Do you like the new tire rule? Does that make it a little bit easier? It's not such a wide open puzzle?
Yeah. I like the tire rule. This year it opens it up a little bit better, but I think Michelin's doing a lot better job. Our tires are working in a lot wider range this year anyway. So if we had the same tire rule limitations as last year with the way our tires are working in a broader picture, we would have been okay with last year's rules. But I like it this year. Extra qualifier in there, and a little bit better options, if you really get some unexpected weather, if it's really colder or a lot hotter than you expected, I'd say it's a little bit safer.
I've always felt like traction control was taking guys like you out of the equation. Like, okay, we might as well put a monkey on there, like we send them into space or something. I'd like to see it go away and it be more what you can do. Do you feel that way?
I kind of like your thinking, but it's the future. I mean, it's technology. We're not riding around in horse and carriages anymore either. But that's definitely getting. They're stepping up the traction control, wheelie control, throttle control for every part of the track. Every corner, you can almost set something different, or every set part of the track, sure. So, it's just getting that a bit out of hand. So you would want to think at some stage they can put a cap on it. But, in some ways it's good working with those guys and dialing it in. It makes for the better street riders. It makes a better street bike. But at some stage, yeah, it's they're going to have to try to cool it a little bit, or it's going to be out of control.
But it's not like it's plug and play. I mean, to a certain extent, it's up to you and your intelligence to put those complicated technological pieces together. You don't just jump on it and twist the thing.
No. People got a misconception about it, too. It's definitely not just jump on it, turn it wide open like in a car. Sometimes it's you try that, you won't try it many times because it'll catch you out. And but it's also, it's definitely nice now. I mean, these bikes, in the rain would be almost impossible to ride. But there's a limit to it. Sometimes the traction control can be too much, and you can actually slow yourself down because sometimes you need to be able to spin it to get the bike to steer and different things. So it's a fine line in there.
Well, thanks for giving us a little window into your world. We appreciate it, and good luck this year.
All right, no worries.
Thanks, man.